Hello and welcome back to The Longest Journey. It's been a 3-week break here for the holidays, Christmas and New Year's and traveling and all of that sort of thing. So, yeah, getting back to this, it seems like my next step here is to figure out the lunar cannon. And what I've got so far is he's like, oh, do you want to test it? And I'm like,
Can I
yeah.
test the cannon?
Be my guest.
Maybe I can test it with an item. Like I don't have to launch myself. Or maybe I use the Alatiens air potion now. I don't know what I've tried. I already forget.
I'll save it for when I
So it's
really
none of the
need
potions,
it.
and then I can't use any of the items with the cannon. Like maybe I can give something to him?
Yup, the cannon is done. I feel like sleeping for a year or two. All done.
All done.
It's Stickman Willow.
It's all done. The cannon's
It's
all
the
done.
Stickman's lunar cannon. It's
Yeah,
the Stickman's
I want
lunar
to use it.
cannon.
I want to use the cannon. I want to use the cannon. I want to use the cannon.
Can I test the cannon?
Be my guest.
Wait, no. I was like maybe there's like
It's
a part
the
of the
Stickman's lunar
cannon
cannon.
I should be able to use. Okay, I'm gonna click around on this for a while and sneeze. So. Okay, maybe there's an item that I needed, and I am a little bit worried that there is something in the well because they kept talking about these fish. I have things. Nope, don't go, don't do anything. Okay, so I have like this fish bone. Can I combine the fish bone with anything? Oh, and I can call the bird maybe. Let me try that. Let me try that both here and at the cannon. Because maybe the bird helps me test the cannon.
I guess he's not around. I should try again later. I guess he's not.
Okay. I will keep thinking then. I feel like I'm just missing something obvious. So I'm gonna dive into the hints. Right. Okay. I looked at the hints and said I need a rope. And I forgot to get the rope. I thought about getting the rope back from the hole and I keep forgetting to do that. Yes, okay. So I have this rope and that'll do it. Gotcha. Okay, we're good. This one. Yes, and I think someone in the comments also mentioned, like, oh, can't you just get the rope back? Forgot to get the rope back. I was even like walking around, I'm like, no, I don't need to go to this screen. This screen has nothing left on it. It's the rope. Silly. Alright, so now I should be able to combine those two items. Yes, and then use that on the lunar cannon.
I'll just place the hook along the bowstring, like so, and let the rope trail behind it. Okay, we're ready to fire.
Does the rope need to be attached to something?
Can I test the cannon?
Be my.
Oh, yep. Lever. Go. There's no way that's stable. That's how we're getting across. Alright, that's how we're getting. Oh, updraft. Oh, friend.
It's a leathery creature with wings, like a mix between a giant bat and a pterodactyl.
Yeah.
Must be one of Elation. It looks more like a warrior than a storyteller, though. I hope it speaks English. I mean, Altung.
Thank you for finally remembering to not call it English.
Can you help me across?
You are human, and we don't allow human
I'll use my light as a
strangers
leaf
into our
potion,
village.
probably.
If you wish to trade, let us know where your ship is anchored, and we will send traders to you with our merchandise.
I don't have a ship, and I didn't come here to trade. I came to talk to your leaders.
Do I have any
I'm
proof
sorry.
about this,
We
like,
don't allow
mermaid
strangers into our
thing?
village.
Let's see how this goes.
What's up this road?
The Alatian village of Tamar.
Where's the Elation village of Tamar?
Up this road.
Up this road and into the volcano.
There we go.
Isn't it dangerous to live inside a volcano?
Microphone's blocking.
This volcano has not erupted for thousands of years, and the gods protect us. We are safe here.
Is there another way to get into the volcano?
No, this pass is the only way.
I'm sure there's a secret cave somewhere that leads
Why would
into
he
the
tell you
volcano.
about it, April?
No, there isn't.
There's always a secret cave.
Always a secret cave.
Not here.
The game is telling me there's a secret cave.
Are you absolutely sure there's no secret cave?
Definitely a secret cave.
Human, you talk too much, even for an elation.
No, you're talky folks.
Actually, I am a trader.
Where is your ship anchored?
In, Coconut Grove?
There is no coconut grove on Elias.
Good try.
So, I'm not a trader, but I am a friend of the Alatian people.
We don't know you. There is no friendship between strangers, human.
Don't your people have a prophecy about a stranger who comes without a ship?
Good try.
Or something like that?
There's always a
I
prophecy.
don't know of any prophecies, human.
What kind of prophecies do you know about?
We don't tell our stories to strangers.
Thank you.
Fine.
Yes, but you must leave now.
No, I don't.
There's a slight updraft here.
Slide up right here.
The wind is channeled through that chasm down there and blown out and up here.
Okay.
I'll save it for when I really need it.
There's my light as a feather potion.
Oh God, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was so not appetizing. Weirdest thing though, I do feel lighter. Like I lost 90 pounds. I can't even imagine what people would pay for this stuff back home. Whoa, I'm fly! Not. I guess I still weigh too much to be carried on that slight updraft.
Okay, I'm gonna try the, bird. Nothing on page 2. So I've used the potion. The potion's used.
I guess he's not around. I should try again later. Thank you.
Yes?
Whoa, I'm fly! Not. I guess I still weigh too much to be carried on that
Sorry,
slight
that's
updraft.
really funny still. What did I just... Oh, the wind potion!
That's the last of it, unfortunately. Ah!
You alright? Now fight this man.
Flew across the chasm. You don't have wings, but still, you fly like the elation.
Yes.
Believe me, I'm as shocked as you are.
Are you the Windbringer?
There's your stupid random prophecy.
What's the Windbringer?
It's a prophecy amongst my people.
Yep.
Of
Yep.
course, there's no escaping the prophecies.
It said that someone not of the elation shall come among us to float on the wind like an elation, to learn our stories, to bring the wind back to us, and to bring us into a new and happier age.
Bro, I got it.
Is that all? You know, I'm starting to forget how simple my life used to be. Family, friends, grades, boys, no prophecies, nobody looking to me for salvation.
I don't understand, Windbringer. You should speak with our teller up in the city.
Yep, bring me to the
She'll be
teller.
wanting to see you, I'm sure. We've waited for the Windbringer for a very long time.
The teller? Thanks.
No, Windbringer, thank you.
I'm pretty amazing. Man, these elations are creepy.
It's an old man, I think. Difficult to tell, since they're all kind of wrinkly. Hello?
Good day, stranger.
Yep, old man.
What would you hear among the elation?
I need to speak with the teller.
The teller? Go down into the city and you will see the castle. The teller, she keeps to the tower. She's old and her eyes don't take well to the sun.
Okie dokie. Anything else here? Something for me to pick up and use in a future puzzle? Okay, to the castle then. Thanks, old man. Hello. Child. Castle watch.
It's a little elation girl.
Alright, we know their genders.
Hi there. What you doing?
Playing?
Yeah, what are you playing?
Nothing. My daddy's in the castle watch.
Oh.
He's allowed to sharpen his claws.
Really? My daddy owns a farm.
Oh,
Yeah?
don't know if we
Do
knew
you
that.
have animals
Maybe.
there?
Sure. He has some cows and some horses and...
What's cows and horses?
Well, cows are big, brown, fat animals with 4 legs and white spots. And they go moo a lot.
And horses?
Horses are fun to be around. They run really fast and they can jump over tall fences and they look beautiful and graceful. But the best thing about horses is that you can ride them.
I can run fast too. But I can't fly yet. My wings aren't fully formed. When I grow up, I'll fly far away and see everything. I'll go see our horses.
That would be nice. My name's April. What's yours?
Saina, will you be my friend, April?
Of course,
Sure.
Selena, as long as you promise to be my friend.
I promise.
Do you know where the teller lives?
Right behind you.
Over there in the castle tower. My daddy's watching the entrance so that only nice people can get in.
Tell him I'm nice.
Do you think he'll let me in?
I don't know if you're nice, but you have to ask my daddy.
Where are the other children in your village?
Oh, they're in school now.
And why aren't you in school?
Because I'm ahead of everyone else. I'm really smart, you know. I'm the only youngling to have learned the first tale this soon. So some days, I get to do what I want.
No.
It's a little boring, though. I wish I was in school. At least there I could sing and play and jump around with all the other children.
So we got the storytellers.
Why don't you go to school anyway?
Because they say I would just distract the other children who are still learning their first tales. It's not fair. I mean, I get to play by myself and everything.
I have a feeling the
But
teller
that's not fun all day.
is going to be a
And my
long
mommy's working on
conversation.
her pottery at home, and she doesn't want me disturbing her because she might make a mistake. But the day after tomorrow, I get to go back to school because then we're going to learn some more flying lessons. They're always a lot of fun, and I'm getting pretty good at that too.
I bet. I wish I had wings like you do.
Yes, they're very good to have when you fly.
I would imagine.
Have fun, Saina.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm sorry, but there are some things I have to do.
Like
Grown-ups
listen to
are
a
always too
long
busy.
story from the teller.
It's a nest. They don't all seem to live in nests, though. There are quite a few inhabited buildings in this village.
Oh, that's interesting. Alright, well, I have a feeling we're going to be talking to that guy. Ooh, but first. Oh, that's your mom.
It's a young Alatian female working with clay.
Be careful, don't come too close. I'm almost done with this pot.
Tell your husband that I'm nice.
Are you here to buy pottery? I didn't think traders were allowed up here.
No, I came to speak with your teller.
Really? I didn't know the teller spoke with anyone from the outside. You must be a very special girl.
Supposedly. My name's April, by the way.
Nima is my name. Nima of Ta'ama. The only Alatian village on Alace.
I like your pottery.
It's our craft. That and storytelling. But storytelling can't buy merchandise or food.
I know a lot of people who live by telling stories, although I guess that's kind of different.
They are lucky then. Not that I don't enjoy making pottery. It's good to feel the wet clay between my claws, to shape it into whatever I wish. It's almost like creating a new life, I think.
Oh, so
I don't
this
have
is
a
not...
husband yet, so I haven't
your mom.
tried. Have you? Do you have a husband and children?
No, I have not tried creating a new
Neither,
life.
thank God. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
I was 18 turnings this spring. I'm ready for a husband, but I've yet to court anyone who could make me soar on the winds. I think the men of Ta'ama are dull and timid.
What
Okay.
about the guard on the road below the village? He's our age, isn't he?
Isam? He's quite pretty. And his wings are big, but I don't think he likes me.
Do we have to
He
hook
never
up
looks at
Isam and
me
this
or
pottery
talks to
woman?
me.
That doesn't mean anything. He could just be shy.
Such a
Maybe you
distraction.
can talk to him. Find out who he likes. But don't say I sent you.
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you, April.
I'm gonna get a journal
Thank you,
entry
Mama.
as soon as this
You're
conversation
welcome,
ends.
April.
No? Okay. I might just go straight back. Oh, okay, I'll see what he wants.
Why is he perched on top of that pillar?
Keep you from entering the castle.
Halt! Who would visit the teller?
Me, I'm April, I'm cool.
My name's April.
And what would you with the teller, human?
I'm not sure, but I need to speak with somebody in charge.
The teller is our teacher and our mother. But she will not speak with foreigners who walk into our city. And how, pray tell, did you get here?
I flew.
The road is closed and guarded.
I am the
It's
Windbringer.
got to be my female charm.
Or my female
It will
charm.
not work on me, human. Please, leave our village and return to your ship.
No, I'm prophesied.
Halt.
I'm the Windbringer.
The Windbringer? You are not the Windbringer. Are you?
I'm the Windbringer.
How else would I have been able to get up here? I am the Windbringer.
If so, you must prove that you are of the Elation. There are 4 tales from the 4 corners of the world that you must know by heart. They are the tale of winds, the tale of stars, the tale of sea, and the tale of homecoming.
Alright.
I will ask you 1 question from each tale, and you must answer each correctly, or you cannot be the Windbringer.
I can do this.
Are you ready?
I can do this.
Yes, ask me the questions.
In the Tale of Winds, which mountain did Iwana fall from in her vain attempt to fly higher and further than anyone else?
I have no idea.
It was not one of those
Then
two.
you should pay more attention to the tale next time.
Okay. I'm not prepared. Fine, fine, fine. I wonder if I know the other 3 from reading the books from before. I don't know. Are you single? I don't know.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars,
just talked about-
sea, and homecoming?
I know who knows the first tale.
Is the tale of winds, Windbringer. Do you wish to hear it?
Very much.
Then I shall tell it. This is the tale of winds, my tale, and I pledge to tell it in my own words, as told in turn by my teacher.
Okay.
In the village of Karan, in the mountains of tall winds, there lived a young Alatian woman named Iwana. Iwana had one desire above all others, to soar higher and farther than anyone else. And even though her wings were no broader, nor her body sleeker than anyone else's, she pursued this foolish desire without rest. And as time passed, she did soar higher, and she did fly farther than the other young Elation in her village, and her name became known far and wide amongst the tribes of the mountains of tall winds. But still, Iwana was not happy. She was not happy because, in her vanity, even though she was a better flyer than almost everyone else, and to her eyes, she was still not good enough. She wanted to be so much better than anyone else that she would be remembered for all time as the best flyer amongst all the Elation. And so one day, Iwana decided to climb to the top of Mount Bakta'ana, the Tower of Light, and to soar from those giddy heights to the ends of the world. Her friends and her family pleaded with her not to, because every Elation knew that to soar from such heights was dangerous, that at such heights the air was thin and the winds treacherous. But Iwana would not listen, and on a cold and clear morning she climbed up the Tower of Light to the rock and the ice at the very top. From there she could see to the ends of the world. And it brought tears to her eyes to know that now, finally, she would be greater and better than any elation before her. And so Iguana spread her wings and leaped off the mountain. Those who watched her from far below said that for a split moment Iguana soared, and she soared higher and farther than any elation before or since. But then the treacherous winds caught a hold of her, and the thin air made her plummet towards the ground and to fall to her death amongst the rocks at the base of the mountain. In her vanity, Iguana could not see beyond her desire to be the very best. And vanity always stands to fall. That was the tale of winds, my tale, and I told it in my own words, as told to me in turn by my teacher.
All right. Thank you. Are you into chicks that do pottery?
So, Isam, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes.
But that was a lovely
Isan
story, thank you.
of Tamar.
A good-looking guy like you must get a lot of attention from the girls, right?
This is weird. This
Are
thing
you
that I'm
asking
doing is
me
weird.
for courtship?
Me? No. Wings don't do anything for me. No, I was just thinking, maybe you had your eye out for somebody special?
I'm without a mate. The women of Tamar are cold and unfriendly, and whenever I try to talk to one of them, she ignores me.
Even Nima?
Nima? No, she's too pretty for me. She won't appreciate my attention.
This is like high school. Trust me, Isam. You go talk to her one of these days, and I'm sure you'll find you have a lot in common. Just be yourself, okay?
You think so? Perhaps you are right. I will do as you say, Windbringer. Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
But like also, don't leave your post.
Thanks for your...
Cool. All right. Go back to her. Do you have a tale for me?
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars,
I
sea,
know
and homecoming?
winds.
Mine is the tale
Okay.
of sea.
Oh, he's gonna talk slow
Would you
too.
mind telling it to me?
I would be happy
Let's
to
go.
do so. This is the tale of sea, told in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in his words, and to him by his teacher in his words. This was a very, very long time ago, when the Alatian were a strong people, and we could spend days riding the hot winds above the seas. We hunted fish then, and we were at war with the Merum, the wet-tails. Achilles was one of the strongest warriors there was. His claws were sharp and long, his beak pointy, and his teeth strong. Achilles was admired by everyone in his clan, and because of this, he was cocky and arrogant. So one day, the teller of Achilles city asked him to perform a very important and very special duty, to bring a sacred jewel to the teller of an Alatian town across the sea. This particular jewel was very important because it signified a union between the 2 towns, and it would benefit the people of both that it was delivered safely and promptly. Achilles grinned and told the teller that he would deliver the jewel both quickly and safely, and that she was not to worry. But the teller did worry, because Achilles was young and too sure of himself. But she wanted to test him and to teach him that sharp claws, a pointy beak, and strong teeth are not all a warrior needs, that a warrior must also be wise and careful. So Achilles set out across the sea on his flight. It was on the 4th day that he spotted something in the water that caught his attention, and forgetting his duty and following his curiosity, Achilles dived towards the water to investigate. When he came closer, he saw that there were Merum in the water, foolishly hunting close to the surface, and Achilles saw an opportunity to again prove his might. as a great warrior to his people, and to capture the fins of a few wet tails. But this time, a callous arrogance got the better of him, because the Merim had set a trap. As he dived towards the Merim with his claws, a spear shot up from the water to hit him. Acalis struck the water and dropped the jewel he was carrying, and it was all he could do not to drown. Acalis was bleeding, and the Merim were grabbing onto his wings and his legs, but he fought bravely, and finally he managed to escape. But even though he now lived, he was dead inside, because the shame of losing the sacred jewel would always be with him. Acalis could not return to his village because he had neglected his duty to his teller and to his people, and so he went away to a small island where he could be alone. To himself and his people, Acalis now became the lost one. He who had been on a sacred mission, but had failed in his arrogance. A year passed, and one day Acalis met with human traders from a ship that came close to his island. From the traders, Acalis heard speak of a hideous creature that lived in the sea, the Octowo. The Octowo was said to have a third eye, like a jewel, and that this eye pulled hapless sailors into its deadly eight-armed grasp. Acalis knew immediately that the Octowo's third eye had to be the jewel that he lost in the sea a year ago, and he now saw the opportunity to redeem himself. But Alatian were not used to water, and the thought of submerging himself in the cold, harsh ocean chilled Acalis to his heart. But he was the lost one, and if in his death he could at the very least redeem himself, to his own heart then it would be worth it. So Acalis fashioned himself a spear, because in the water his claws and his beak would be too slow, and he flew out to where the Octowo was last seen. And then Acalis dived into the sea. The dark water closed in on him, and his wings and legs went numb. But still Acalis kept pushing down until he saw the lair of the Octowo. Spotting Acalis, the Octowo attacked, and Acalis saw the monster's third eye, his sacred jewel, shining bright in the darkness, and his heart was filled with a sense of duty and courage that he had never felt before. But as he began fighting the eight-armed monster, Acalis realized that if he were to fight like he usually did, he would not stand a chance. He would have to think differently. And so Acalis tricked the Octowo into following him through a tight chasm where the monster got stuck. And then he swam above it, and using his spear, tipped a rock on top of the Octowo. Swimming back down again, the Octowo was flailing helplessly. Now, almost out of air, Acalis took the sacred jewel from the Octowo's head and swam back up. Finally, Acalis could deliver the sacred jewel to the town across the sea. And upon returning to his village, he went to the teller, bowed his head, and said, "Forgive me, teller, for in my arrogance I thought I could do everything. But I could not, and I became the lost one because of it." "You were lost," said the teller, "but you are no more. Because now you see the limits of your own strength, and you will know that a warrior must be careful and wise, in addition to being strong and fierce." This was the tale of C, and I told it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher.
Okay. Yeah, these are, that was like a solid 5 minutes as well. These are interesting. I'm enjoying these stories. I'm not saying a lot, and I'm kind of just drifting off into my own world while I'm listening. So, yeah, we're just gonna let these stories play out, and that'll be That'll be nice. Let's go talk to the pottery chick. She probably has one more story. We'll do all those and maybe talk to the garden. That'll be what we do for the day. We should be able to resolve this matchmaking thing. There we go. And get all these stories and
Hi, Mima.
to see the
Hi, April.
dude. Sorry, the teller. The chick.
Do you know one of the...
I had to learn the tale of homecoming. It took a long time, but I think I got it now. I'm better with pottery than I am with the tales, unfortunately. Do you want to hear it?
Go for it.
Please. Very well. This is the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I shall tell it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher, in her words, and by her teacher in turn.
Yeah.
Moran was a handsome young Alatian man with strong wings and a hardy beak. He lived below the white cliffs, where the water was salty and the fish plentiful. Moran was betrothed to Anara, the loveliest girl there ever was. She was fair and slender and tall, and her eyes were the clearest shade of blue. But Moran was hesitant to enter into union with Anara, to become her husband and to give her children. He would always come up with a new excuse for why they had to wait a little while longer. Now, Anara was skilled at pottery, but even more so with stories, and the teller of the village had many times asked Anara to be her apprentice, to learn all the tales, so that someday she could take over as the teller. But Anara refused, knowing that if she did accept the teller's offer, she would never be able to marry Moran, because a teller cannot have a husband nor children of her own. Her refusal to become the teller's apprentice was unheard of, because who could refuse such an honor? But to Anara, love was more important. Her love for Moran was beyond honor, beyond reason. But despite Anara's love, Moran was still hesitant. And then one day he told Anara, "I am traveling on a pilgrimage to the far shores. I will be gone for some time, and while I am traveling, and in accordance with our traditions, I will be freed from our betrothal. Not until I come back will the bond between us be renewed."
That's not
It
what
was
you
not
want to hear.
unusual for a young Alatian man at that time to go on a pilgrimage, and the bond between the betrothed would often be cut while he was away, to be formed again upon his return. But Anara was heartbroken, because she had thought that Moran would soon want to marry her. When Moran saw her tears, he said to her, "Do not weep. When I come back, I promise I will marry you. Just wait for me, and stay with your pots, to make the time pass quickly." And then Moran left on his pilgrimage to the far shores. Many years went by, and Moran had exciting adventures on the far shores. But by and by, he began to long for home, and for Anara, and now he had finally realized that he loved her, and that he wanted to marry her. But when he returned, he could not find Anara amongst the pot makers. He went to visit her family, and they told him that, after waiting for many years, Anara accepted the teller's offer of apprenticeship. And that when the teller left on the last wind during the previous winter, Anara herself became the new teller. Angry, Moran made his way to the teller's nest, and when he saw Anara, he said to her, "You promised me you would wait." But Anara did not say a single word in answer. She just turned around and lifted something wrapped in leaves from the cot behind her and gave it to Moran. Moran unwrapped the package, and inside he found an old pot, cracked and broken in two. "What is this pot?" he asked. "And why did you not wait for me like I asked you to?" And finally Anara spoke, and she said to Moran, "I made this pot for you, my dear Moran, when you left, because I wanted it to be my marriage gift to you. But when many, many years passed, I finally realized that you did not love me the way I loved you, and to live hoping otherwise would be death." "But I want to marry you," cried Moran. "I came back." But Anara just nodded at the broken pot in Moran's hands and said, "Like an old pot that is left without care, a heart may break in two, and a broken heart can never be mended." And so Anara turned away, never to speak with Moran again, and Moran's heart, like the pot that was left untended, broke in two, because absence makes a heart brittle. This was the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I told it in my own words as told to me by my teacher, and as I will tell it to my student when the time comes.
All
Bye,
right.
Nima.
Goodbye, April.
You can't talk about the dude.
Hi,
Hi, April.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I think that was a good conversation. All right, one more story. Maybe I assume from, well, she knows the first tale. Famously. She's so smart.
Hi, Saina.
Hi, April.
Do you know one of the four
Yes,
tales?
my mommy taught me the Tale of the Stars. It's a really pretty story.
Okay,
You want
tell
me
me
to
the
tell
Tale
it?
of Stars.
Please, Saina, I
I'm
would
also
like
like
that very
looking at the
much.
subtitles, so it looks like I'm just looking down
Okay.
the whole time, but whatever.
This is my tale, the Tale of Stars, and I tell it to you in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in her words.
Yeah, we know the spiel.
In the small village of Jinjay near the rumbling hills of Onion, there lived a girl called Mona. She was a curious girl, and she would always get in the way of grown elation. Go play somewhere else, they would say to Mona, but she didn't want to play with the other children. She wanted to be where the grown-ups were, to see what they were doing, and learn from them. But one day, after getting many complaints from the pottery makers and guardsmen and traders and soldiers in the village, Mona's mother told her that she wasn't to interfere with the grown-ups anymore, and that instead she could go play with the other children, or sit still and draw or work with clay. But Mona was always curious, and now, since she wasn't to be among the grown elation anymore, she decided to go exploring the forest that lay just outside of the village of Jinjay. She had many times been forbidden to enter the forest because it could be a dangerous place, but Mona was very curious. Of course, she wasn't planning on going far into the forest, but then her eye caught sight of a white flufftail hopping through the tall grass, and Mona, curious as ever, gave chase. The flufftail ran away into the forest, and Mona followed, blind to where she was going and interested only in catching the white flufftail so that she could keep it as a pet. But then, after a good while, the flufftail disappeared into a hole in the ground, leaving Mona alone in a small clearing, somewhere deep inside the forest. She was exhausted after running after the flufftail for so long, and as she looked around the clearing at the unfamiliar trees and flowers, she realized that she hadn't been paying attention to where she was going. Not for the first time, her curiosity had gotten the better of her, but this time it was serious. Mona was too young to fly, and she had very little sense of direction, and chasing the white flufftail had made her dizzy and tired. It was getting darker, and Mona was all alone in the deep, dangerous forest, too sleepy and too scared to be able to go anywhere. Mona curled up with her wings wrapped around her under the leaves of a tree and began crying. Soon it got really dark, and somewhere, not far away, wolves started howling at the moon. Mona was so scared she was petrified, but after a while her exhaustion got the better of her, and she fell asleep. She woke up when she heard a voice calling her from somewhere far above. Looking up at the starry sky, Mona saw a vision of the spirits of 5 tellers gazing down at her. "You have let your curiosity lead you astray," said one. "You are lost, and you deserve to be lost," said another. "Poor little girl," said a third. "We will help you home," said a fourth. "But remember this," said the 5th spirit. "We will lead you back to your village and to your mother only if you promise us one thing." "I promise," said Mona. "Whatever it is, I promise I will do it." "Very well," said the 1st spirit. "You will make the story of this night into your own tale, and you will call it the Tale of Stars. It will be a tale to warn the curious to be careful," continued the 3rd spirit, "and to not let their curiosity get the better of them. And," said the 2nd spirit, "to remind the elation that the spirits of their tellers watch out for them when they most need it." And so the spirits of the 5 tellers guided Mona through the forest, and by dawn she was home. And Mona did tell her tale, the Tale of Stars, to everyone in the village, so that everyone would remember that the curious must be cautious, and that the spirits of the tellers are always watching. This was my tale, the Tale of Stars, and I told it in my own words as my teacher did to me.
Nicely done.
That was a beautiful tale, Saina.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Saina.
You're leaving again? I wish you could stay.
Me too,
Leaving
Saina.
again. I'm
believe
hoping that
me.
this quiz is not too extreme. We'll see how we go. Alright. Talk to the Castle Watch again. Answer his questions. See how we do.
Are you ready for the questions now?
Yes, ask me the questions.
In the Tale of Winds,
Yeah.
Mount
Yes.
Bactaana, the Tower of Light.
that
First
is
one's
correct.
easy.
In the Tale of Stars, what did Mona see in the sky that helped her find her way home?
Bye, tellers.
The spirits of 5 tellers.
These will be easy then.
That is
Good.
correct. In the Tale of Sea, what creature did the Lost One battle in his quest to recover the sacred jewel?
I want to answer them before I get the answer.
The
Octawo.
Octawo?
Octawo.
That is correct. My final question to you is this. In the Tale of Homecoming, what was given to Moran by his
pot.
teller when he returned from his pilgrimage?
The broken pot.
A broken pot, to teach him that absence may break a heart in two.
You have correctly answered all my questions, and so have proven your knowledge of the 4 tales. You are the Windbringer.
I mean,
The teller would see
Okay.
you presently.
teller will see me presently. I need to stop. I'm worried about entering. Oh, hello. Okay, this is gonna take about an hour and a half. So I feel like I should stop it. I should stop it. I should stop. I should stop. I'm gonna actually just exit and stop. Before we get into the conversation with the teller. Because again, that's gonna take literally hours, I think. That was fun. I actually kind of enjoyed hearing all the stories. Even though it's just me sitting and staring at a screen for the last 15 minutes, but it was a nice sitting and staring at a screen. Yeah, so next time we'll see what the teller has to say and how that conversation goes, and then maybe back to the Miram. We'll see how this progresses. So yeah, thanks again for watching. See you next time we play some more Longest Journey. Bye.
Whoa, I'm fly! Not. I guess I still weigh too much to be carried on that slight updraft.